Okay, we'd like to see at least 10 submissions, of which we have 2 already.
Looking good.
Awesome. So while those submissions are coming in, what you see is an example of the Power BI service here. When I'm asked to describe what Power BI is, first of all, I make it clear that it's 2 possibilities with Microsoft. It's either a cloud service, a software as a service offering for business intelligence, or it's an on-premises story, which is in fact the story of our 20-minute theater session this afternoon. When it comes to what Power BI as a service delivers, it's data visualizations. And it can do this in 2 distinctly different ways, through dashboards, of which you see one before you now, or through reports. We'll talk about the reports in a little bit more detail. So thank you. I think we've hit the threshold of 10. As a quick introduction, my name is Peter Myers. I'm a data platform MVP. I have worked very closely with Microsoft for many years, focusing on business intelligence, whether it's SQL Server, reporting services, Excel, Power Pivot, or in more recent days, Power BI. Matt Goswell.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Goswell. I'm the Technical Product Marketing Manager for Power BI at Microsoft. Welcome to our theatre session. We're going to take you through just a number of things about Power BI Report Server today. I'm going to be working with Peter Myers to really show some demos as well around the capabilities of our on-premises offerings too, to really give you an experience of what you can do on-premises with Power BI versus what we can do in the service. The takeaway that I really want you to take away is Power BI is everywhere where you need your insights and visualizations to be. So whether you're ready for the cloud, we can use our software as a service, leading service option, or we can go on premises with Power BI Report Server and deliver to your enterprise with full control under your control. Okay, so that's a very important takeaway.
Okay, so with those introductions, the old way of understanding who you were as an audience would be, so who today is working with Power BI? Okay, well, in fact, I don't need you to raise your hands because we're using the technology we're here to talk about to, in fact, collect the answers to those questions. So let's take a look. We can see that we've had at least 19 submissions. Thank you very much. The first thing that we'll do on this dashboard is focus in to understand who you guys are. So we see that you're majority, or the largest group, IT managers, perhaps here to evaluate what's the potential with working with Power BI and reporting. BI developers, such as myself, that would be my primary role. I'm interested in the tools that are available for me to design and develop and publish reports. Perhaps most interesting would be what is the collective experience in the audience this afternoon, of which we see people at that lower end. There's at least one person that says, I've never really heard of reporting services, so we'll provide that brief background to you. But what we do see is probably the expectation is that you've got some background already with reporting services and you're curious to know what is this new product named Power BI Report Server, and we'll most certainly address that. We included a quiz, and the quiz said, well, your understanding of when did Power BI get released? In fact, the most frequent choice is the correct one. It's 2004. But you would be excused for thinking that it was actually 2000 that reporting services first made an appearance, because in 2004, the reporting engine was released as part of the SQL Server 2000 license. But what this tells us is that with the 2004 release, that we've had this product and this reporting capability for almost 15 years. And even in the projects that I start today, enterprise scale projects, I am still reaching to reporting services and RDL reporting to deliver many of the reports in that project. Out of interest, if I was to work out what was the average year that people thought, the Power BI service has a great capability called Q&A. So I could come in here and just say, well, what was that year released? Go ahead and give me the average of that, and just to get a feel for how close as a group you were. If I zoomed into that, you'd see the result is not far off the mark, about 2006. With that introduction, thanks very much for participating. It sets the scene for our discussion in this topic, but first of all, we'll make it clear that that dashboard is the Power BI service, and it is not a capability of Power BI Report Server. All right, so didn't mean to excite you too much. If you do want to work with dashboards and the real-time delivery of data through dashboards, that is a topic for the Power BI service. And yet we are here, thank you, Matt, to talk about the
Power BI
report server.
Okay. So, Power BI Report Server is really designed to extend your on-premises capabilities for business intelligence, visualizations, and insights. We've talked a little bit about SQL Server reporting services. So, SQL Server reporting services is not being deprecated. We have Power BI Report Server, which allows you to integrate Power BI alongside SQL Server reporting services in the same solution. So what you get is all the greatness, all the richness of Power BI, plus all the backward compatibility with your RDLs, your SQL Server reporting services reports, all in one place. Now the nice thing that we can do with Power BI is, yes, in the service we have real-time dashboard capabilities up in the cloud, but now if we take a look on the right-hand side of the report server, what we've got there is full reports, SSRS backward compatibility, and custom visualizations. Now what this enables you to do from an enterprise point of view is deliver self-service and enterprise governance to your entire user base. Single source of truth that the whole enterprise can consume. Now Power BI Report Server is deployable on premises, but we also have a deployment option in Azure. Just want to call this out. So hands up if you're an Azure customer using Azure, excellent. So if you go into your Azure portal and you want to create a new resource, it's like Power BI Report Server, you'll see Power BI Report Server come in there as an option. What Microsoft have done is we've provided you the ability to deploy Power BI Report Server in Azure for development purposes only. Okay, and we'll get to the licenses in a minute. But the reason why we've done this is so the customers don't have to go and deploy on premises until they know what they're deploying. Now, with Power BI Report Server, it enables you to move to the cloud on your terms. And this is a very important message. The reason being is all the assets that you create on premises, you can reuse in the cloud. There's no rebuild required. Literally, publish to the cloud when you're ready to publish. If you're staying on premises, publish on premises. We give you the options. It's really around consumption, the way that our customers want to use it. And so if we look at SSRS, all the functionality and the richness that you get with SQL Server reporting services is here in Power BI Report Server. Precisely formatted, or pixel perfect paginated reports. RDL reports, those static page reports that we can mail out to our customers, to our partners, to our entire enterprise base. We can consume in multiple ways. We can embed these. We can use these through a web browser, or we can even do it on a mobile device. Again, Power BI Report Server is truly enterprise. We've got reporting capabilities on your mobile using Power BI Report Server. And also an enterprise-ready solution approach. Manage permissions, auditing usage, auditing your reports, plus your user base as well. So the tooling that your user base is used to using before, so Visual Studio, SQL Server Data Tools, maybe the Report Designer from SQL Server Reporting Services, all of these are supported with Power BI Report Server. In addition to Power BI Desktop, which is our free download tool. Anyone can download it, go to powerbi.com, Power BI Desktop, click download. Anyone can create insights for your organization for free using Power BI Desktop. You don't need to publish to anywhere to share. You can share in the Power BI Desktop file. But for enterprise consumption, we really should be using a service, whether it be cloud-based or on-premises based, to serve your organization. So creating beautiful interactive reports. This is the value of Power BI Report Server and the Power BI service. It gives you that capability of introducing new ways of realizing the secrets inside your data and visualizing those in ways that you could never do before. And we're not talking about the old style visuals, just bar charts and line charts. We have the full capability in there for maps, tree maps, full ArcGIS as well. Everything that you would expect to see inside the Power BI Report Server from a reporting perspective is there for you. And Peter, I'm going to hand over to you for the demo.
I think it's over to me. Well, thank you. So enough talk. I think what actually speaks is the product itself. And so let's take a look at what the Power BI Report Server portal looks like. For anybody working with SQL Server reporting services, it's almost identical except the default branding, of which you're going to see the Power BI color and theme and Power BI Report Server across the top as default. So let's just take a look at, like any good cooking show on TV, let's look at the baked cake before we actually show you how to bake the cake. And so as a consumer that's simply wanting to discover and interact with reports, what they might do is come to the home portal, and we can see here through a zoom that the types of reports that are supported. And this is the compelling story for why we would look at Power BI Report Server instead of just SQL Server reporting services, is because the ability to publish and interact with Power BI reports. Here are the classic reporting services reports that, to be very clear, we distinguish them now by describing them as paginated reports. So for those that have experience with RDL, Report Definition Language, this is the way that they're described in the portal. There's also the ability to work with Excel reporting, that if you choose to install Office Online Server, then you can publish Excel workbooks to provide interactive reporting over these also. And for anybody that remembers in the SQL Server 2016 release, the DataZen acquisition that delivered mobile reporting, we'll make mention of it today, but that is a fourth type of report that will work. Although what we're discovering is that the newer Power BI reporting, in a way, makes these DataZen reports obsolete. Okay, so let's take a look at the Power BI report. We simply click on the tile, and then we see live rendering of a rich interactive report. In fact, this is a report that we refer to as a live connection report. It's a report that is connecting to a SQL Server analysis services database and providing this type of interaction. You know, what happened in the prior year? Let's slice down to fiscal year 2016. I'm interested specifically what happened then in the United Kingdom. And let's cross-filter and take a look at what happened in March. So some fairly basic interactive capabilities. Well, let's move to how this report was developed. I'll switch back to the home page of the report server, and now what I'll do is launch Power BI Desktop. And perhaps you're already familiar with Power BI Desktop being the companion application enabling you to develop models and reports and then publish them up to the Power BI service. There is the companion application for Power BI Report Server that goes by the very same name and has almost exactly the same capability. But you must be aware that it is a separate tool that is dedicated for deployment to the report server. The reason for this is that the report server is locked in at a release, and therefore its Power BI Desktop is in sync with it. All right, so having launched it, the splash page is asking me, what do I want to do? The typical first thing that you're going to do is get data. All right, all of the great connectors available to you for Power BI modeling are supported also by Power BI Report Server. In this more simplistic demonstration, I'm going to select SQL Server Analysis Services. In fact, as a business intelligence consultant of many years, I will suggest this is the strongest story for Power BI reporting, is that you should leverage existing investments that you have. If you have tabular or multi-dimensional analysis services models or Azure tabular models, use Power BI as the visualization over that model. It's a simple story. You'll often see in demonstration that Power BI Desktop is used to create a model. And that's a great story, especially for self-service, where you've got a solution that needs to take place that does not already happen in the organization. My point here is, do not reinvent the wheel. If you have the model already, simply report on top of it. We have a question. Is it a quick one at this stage?
When you do this get data, is that Power Query we tap into?
Yes, okay. The question is that when we do get data, the connectors and the logic required to retrieve and to transform that data is Power Query. Exactly. All right, so with analysis services...
Another question over there? So a lady first. So actually, that's the acronym. The question there is, so thank you for the question. The question is, why don't we call it something else like Power BI RS? So actually, the acronym we use internally is PBI RS for the application, but its formal name is Power BI Report Server for on-premises deployments. The reason why we called it that is so we can differentiate our on-premises offering versus our cloud software as a service offering, which is Power BI. Power BI's dashboard and reporting capabilities, true cloud enterprise, and then we've got Power BI Report Server for your on-premises reporting and insights. Second question? So, as Peter just said, the question there is, we've got two applications to manage the report server versus the service. Peter answered that question. The reason being is that we release in releases, and it's important that we keep the client release in step with the server release so we get full compatibility. And so we release those on 3 months releases so that we can get those updates out.
Matt, can I suggest we'll wrap up with these questions because I've got 3 more minutes.
Okay, sorry, but great question.
And they're great questions, and I think we're going to wrap up with a summary that might address the questions. Any time permitting, I want to come back to that. So where I've got to is simply get data, and here I'm performing a connection, in fact, a live connection to analysis services. It says on that server instance, I have a database and I have a model. So in this mode, Power BI Desktop is simply a reporting tool, and we can see here in the right pane that I have the model in terms of tables, fields, hierarchies. So what I'm going to do is reproduce the report that I showed you. That baked chocolate cake is now, here are the ingredients. And I simply drag the year field to the canvas, and I switch this visual to become a slicer. And so I have this interactive slicing capability across the page. We next saw that I had month and sales, and so I can represent that graphically as a column chart. And I think we also expressed the measure of average price being shown on the line values. This is why I like the story of Live Connect. If you've done your requirement gathering properly and you've delivered a model on that, then it's really the downhill part of the project. It's just making that data look good and deliver the questions deliver the answers to the questions that your users have. I think next we saw that we could filter by country. So let me introduce country as another slicer down here, and I'll select United States. And then we would like to see a breakdown by state sales. I prefer the fill map, so we'll switch from the conventional map to a fill map. And then if I do a copy and paste here, I could express that same data, but this time in grid format as a table, and then I could bring in things like cost, profit, profitability, average price, and we might be interested to know what is the most profitable state. In this case, for fiscal year 2017 was South Carolina. Now, I can save this. It's simply a PBIX file, so let me do that for my demo now, US sales analysis. And because this is Power BI Desktop for Power BI Report Server, I can also publish this to the Power BI Report Server.
Absolutely. So the question is this the only difference between Power BI Report Server and the Power BI Service? And no, there are multiple differences. The reason being is in Power BI Report Server, we don't have the capability of dashboards. We have full reporting capabilities. Other than that, though, you should get the same experience. For desktop, so you get the same authoring experience inside desktop with all the same visualization capabilities, etc. Everything's in there.
Yeah. So I've given you a very quick end-to-end. A 20-minute theater session just gives you like a taste test of what can be achieved. But what we wanted to show you was the cycle of exploring, discovery, interaction, and then how a developer using Power BI Desktop could produce an analytic report. If we had more time, we'd open up Report Builder, perhaps a tool familiar to you with reporting services, and show you that we could also build up an RDL report and publish it. And if I had even more time, I could open up Excel, and I could produce an interesting spreadsheet-style report, and I could publish it also to the report server. And in recognition that that server is really a folder hierarchy, that often what we attach to those folders are permission sets, and then we allow users to access via the web URL, or if we have the report server internet facing, they can install the Power BI native app on iOS, Android, and they could then connect, authenticate, and consume the reports on the run. So let's switch back to a wrap-up.
So actually, Peter, just a quick question for you there. In your experience, how long would it normally take somebody to build a report like this?
To build a report like the one I just did, I think it was about 90 seconds. In reality, there's two parts to developing a report. It's getting the data right, whether it's the queries for an RDL report or having the model in place. Showing you a live connect is a simple story, but sometimes where you don't have a model, you might spend significant time sourcing data and importing data to create your own model. There's also the ability for direct query models where a pass-through can take place. So there's actually an extended conversation to have. So in answer to your question, it could be anywhere between 5 minutes or 5 weeks, depending on the complexity.
So let me just quickly push a question back to the audience. You just saw Peter create this report literally in 90 seconds. I'm going to ask, have you created a report like that in 90 seconds with your existing BI solution and approach?
100 seconds?
5 minutes.
Just like you said, it depends on the data.
Correct.
Quality data or the real-time data public.
It depends on the data.
Like an hour depend on, totally depend on.
Absolutely.
And so that is a real scenario because where you have a rich model already published, you know, your BI team have done the ETL work into a star schema of a data warehouse, they have analysis services on top, they've got permissions and calculation logic in there, it really becomes a drag drop activity to deliver the experience required for the set of questions I know my audience need to answer. So it can be anywhere between seconds and minutes.
Impressive.
So the question is, does it only work with analysis services? I can't fully hear it, but I think I know the question you've asked, is that you can connect to analysis services 2012 SP1 or above, whether it's multidimensional or tabular. Azure analysis services can also be connected, providing your report server has connectivity to the cloud. Okay, can we take this question offline? Your question's a bit more detailed, but I'd be happy to follow through with that because it's a little more involved. Okay, and I think we're running out of time, so that we want to wrap up is with key messages. That report that I've just published could be consumed in the native app. It could be consumed, as I demonstrated, in a web portal. There's also some basic embedding capability that you can embed it into your own web app using just HTML iframes.
So quickly, how do we get hold of Power BI Report Server? So if you purchase Power BI Premium, which is our service offering in the cloud, you get the ability to deploy Power BI Report Server on premises with Power BI Premium. But what if you're not a Power BI Premium customer or using the Power BI service? So if you have a license for SQL Server Enterprise Edition with software assurance, you have the licensed ability already built into SQL Server Enterprise Edition with software assurance for on-premises deployment. There is no extra license to buy. You are already enabled to deploy that insight to your enterprise and deliver that self-service and enterprise governance to your entire organization. Okay, so we're ready to go. So how many, quickly, hands up, SQL Server Enterprise Edition customers with software assurance? How many of you are going to be going away and trying Power BI Report Server? I want to see some more hands. Yes, that's better. No, not at all. So for Power BI Report Server, there's no pro license required?
Not quite right. If you're going to publish from Power BI Desktop, you need a pro license.
To the service?
No, to Power BI Report Server.
Oh, is that case? Oh, apologies. Okay, so we do need Power BI Pro.
Yes, so you will need a pro license for it. So the two licensing angles, so you've got that premium, you've got the software assurance, and for any publication to the on-prem story with Power BI Desktop, a pro license is required by your authors, not by the consumer.
To the desktop, sorry, apologies, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One license.
All right, and so the way I would like to wrap it up is to suggest, in fact, Power BI Report Server would be the choice if you are constrained to working with on-premises, that your data needs to be inside your firewall, if that activity needs to be governed directly outside the cloud. If you have the ability to work in the cloud, then please do. You actually get more and up-to-date capabilities, you get dashboarding, you get so much more. So there's a specific story here being told that if at the moment you're evaluating or you have constraints that have you work on premises, this is the product for you. At a point in time where you're ready to actually upgrade to the cloud, then there's complete compatibility. You can take these reports and you can publish them and continue on your way through the service.
Absolutely.
All right, that's the message that we have for you this afternoon. There are other questions. I see people have them. We welcome them. Come up front. We'll continue those conversations. Otherwise, we thank you for your time, attendance, and interest in this topic, and we wish you all the best in your Power BI Report Server adventures.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.